Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. We're on Lanny, Bert. You know us by now, the Dividend Diplomats. We're here talking to you. It's Thursday morning. It's dividend stock purchase video time, everybody. So let's go get hyped, get up, and see what dividend stocks we have been buying lately.
Before we dive in to where we just put our money this past week of May 16th, smash the heck out of this subscribe button, guys. Let us get to 20,000 subscribers. Definitely hit the thumbs up on the video here so we can continue to reach all the investors out there and people that are trying to learn about dividend investing, especially during this volatile time period where the market was down. And guess what were we doing during this week?
Absolutely nothing. No, I'm kidding, everybody. We were buying undervalued dividend growth stocks as the prices continue to slide. We built our watch list. We have our weekly investing strategies. We were executing throughout the week, everybody. That is the name of the game right there.
As Bert says, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The excellence of execution, Bret Hart. No, we were putting our money to work, making our dollars count, adding to the income stream. There's one thing of living off appreciation, and that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to buy assets that pay us either on a monthly, quarterly basis. And man, Bert, I'm looking at your purchase list. You definitely made up for last week. Let me just drop a little teaser there.
Same with you, Lanny. So we're going to jump right in and talk about our dividend stock purchases because it was an exciting week in the stock market. I'll kick it off with our weekly purchase. We won't spend too much time on it because it was also discussed why we do it in the video above. My wife and I each buy one share of Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. We buy the Dividend King. We love the consistency. We've committed to growing our positions to 100 shares each by buying one share at a time. We're in the 70s, so we're getting closer. We each grabbed it right when the market opened on Monday, May 16th at $177, adding just over $9 of combined dividend income for J&J with a yield of 2.55% on this purchase.
Wow, Bert. I mean, that J&J position just continues to build and build and build. Such a reliable company, adding over a 2.5% each and every week. Solid.
Yeah.
Similar to you guys, we buy investments every week as well as every day, no matter what. Not to bore you guys, but my wife and I continue to buy our at least 2 shares of Vanguard's high dividend yield ETF. Who's with me? Who's coming with me buying VYM? Let us know in the comments. So we each bought 2 shares on May 16th at $107.95. That alone was yielding about 2.87%. But we both weren't done because come Friday, when that market was dropping, it was like the double dip to the upswing. We grabbed each one more share of VYM. But my wife beat me on share price that day. I grabbed the one extra share at $104.91 with a yield of 2.95%. And she just gave me the double birds and bought one share at $104.46 at a yield of 2.97%. So in total on Vanguard's high dividend yield ETF, VYM, bringing on all the other ETF haters, we dropped $642.49 into VYM. We added a whopping $18.60 at probably an average yield of about 2.9-ish%.
Man, that's awesome. I'm pumped you grabbed it on there on Friday. The interesting thing with VYM is it's closing, it's crawling back down to $100 per share. The last time VYM was below $100 per share was in March of 2021 at the beginning there. So is it going to break that threshold? It's going to be a fun journey to see. But hey, you know what? You're grabbing it consistently, whether it's up or down every week, and you're sprinkling in a few more shares when it does drop down like that. Very nice job.
I was just about to say, if it drops to 100 or below, you know I'm already going to be there. But that's not all we were doing to stay consistent. As we all know now as well, I'm investing every day in the S&P 500, buying Vanguard's VOO, ticker symbol again, VOO, one of the lowest cost ETFs out there. I'm buying this because of how volatile the stock market is and has been and probably will be for at least the next 6+ months. So buying VOO, I'm grabbing the 500 stocks out there in the market. been buying them every day, but I didn't just buy them $50 every day for $250. I actually added in an extra $200 throughout the week into VOO. I don't think I've really had many weeks yet where I've bought only just the $50 a day automatically. I've always trickled in a little bit extra on each dip.
Well, that's because the stock market has been sliding down every single week. If you think about it, you come in with a plan on Monday, you buy the augment, but then come Wednesday, come Thursday or Friday, there's just that sudden shock in the stock market that causes drop down where you're like, you know what, let me just add a little bit more VOO. It can't hurt.
Yeah, and Friday was actually a funny one because, the $50 automatic trade goes in right in the morning. Bought it at like 360, 361. Then it dropped to like 355. I was like, all right, 50 more. Then I think it dropped to 351. And then I just threw in a quick extra 50 more there. So on Friday alone was a $150 day. So it's pretty quick to compound this position here.
Yeah. I mean, again, though, Friday, you look at the chart, that was before it popped up at the end. The stock market was just continuing to fall down that cliff. It's a perfect day for you to just keep nibbling and keep adding that $50.
Exactly. So in total, we dropped $450 into VOO at an average price of $362.48, buying a nice 1.24144 shares in VOO, adding $6.89 at a yield of 1.53%, which was higher than last week's average yield.
Very nice, Lanny. I'll move into our second stock purchase of the week. This was a very small position, so I won't spend a ton of time covering it. I also don't need to spend a lot of time because it was on my last watch list. It's been on plenty of Lanny's watch list. We've talked about this company a lot recently. Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX. I was pumped up. It popped up from the $60 per share range that we were grabbing it a few weeks ago. Still was able to grab 2 shares of Starbucks at $71.83, sprinkled $143.67, adding $3.92 with a yield of 2.73 at the time of the purchase. What's interesting is this is a position that I want to continue building for myself in my traditional stock portfolio. My wife owns 87 shares in her Roth, because we bought that a long time ago when Starbucks dipped remember that, Laney? I don't remember how many years ago it was when Starbucks just took a beating one year. We grabbed a lot for her. Hasn't come down to those levels. I've been building my Starbucks position in my traditional. I now own 15.127 shares of Starbucks based on my recent purchases. So I'm going to continue looking to build that position going forward.
Yeah, that you are. I mean, getting any time above a 2.7% yield.
Sure.
Is something to have a nice cup of pike roast over. Nice job, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to talk to one of my friends too about building in one of his positions in Starbucks. He's been looking for a company. So Starbucks is a company I continue to not only advocate to myself, to all of you viewers out there too, but also some friends too who are looking to build some great long-term stocks.
Especially if your friend possibly goes to the drive-through, every so often. No better way than owning the stock that you're buying something from.
Yeah, well, then he should probably own stock in Colon Blow too.
So yeah, Bert, nice job, Starbucks. I'll briefly talk about this new position. Yes, there's a new position that I bought, guys. Grab your loved ones, grab your chair. You might be on the edge of your seat for this one. Grab your beer. Don't pour your coffee on your lap. But bought Jackson Financial, ticker symbol JXN. Not many people have heard of it. Period. They are a small finance investment company, really handling, wealth management, annuity type products. A younger company because they spun off back in 2021. They actually just had their first dividend increase as well from 50 to 55 cents, I believe, per share per quarter. So I went in. And the way that my trade happened, I'll just say I bought 60 total shares on Tuesday, May 17th. I went hard. I went ham, because guys, I'm trying to get to that financial freedom, that promised land. So I bought them at a $33.75 average stock price. So I dropped $2,025.10. Added $132 in forward dividend income at a yield of 6.52%.
I mean, you can love this purchase for so many reasons, but you know what? We've been talking about how over time we're building new positions into our portfolio, and you've sensed some of the frustration from our point where it's just like we have these new small positions. We want to keep growing them. We don't want to keep too many small little positions. If you're going to do a company like Jackson Financial, just buying 60 shares, $2,000 at it, that's a fantastic entry level. You don't have to worry about, do I have to keep grabbing more before the price jumps? You don't have to worry about that anymore. You have a very solid position base. You can keep adding more, obviously, but you know what? You're always going to be pumped up that you threw in this position and built a nice solid foundation for it.
So, guys, feel free to check them out. Ticker symbol again was JXN. Like a higher yielder, you typically don't see any of us buying something with such a high yield, but definitely, do your own research as well on this.
And what's cool with this one too, one other note is your quarterly dividend right now is $33 per share. So you're almost getting 1 share per quarter reinvested there for Jackson. So that's very cool. It's going to help compounding and growing your income that much faster.
Coincidence? Never mind.
Maybe not. We don't know. We'll never know. That's the beauty of it. All right. So I'll take the football back here. Talk about one of the other companies that was on my watch list, Huntington Bank shares, ticker symbol HBA. And they were also featured on my recent dividend stock watch list here. That top 20 bank, that company headquartered in Columbus, Ohio. What I love about Huntington Bank is their low valuation. Their price to books at 1.15. I was talking to you last week, Lanny, before this. I'm like, here's a position I want to buy. It's undervalued. It's got a high yield. Screw it. I'm going to keep building my position in Huntington. And you know what? It's in that list of companies I should have bought a long time ago. I didn't build up the position. I didn't take care of it. So I corrected that. Now I'm working towards building a very strong and solid position.
Huge position here. You weren't messing around this past week.
No, I'm not going to go through every single purchase. I bought Huntington Bank 5 different times during the week. Throughout the day, 3 times on May 18th.
Booker T style.
Yeah. Then I bought one more time on the 19th and one more time on the 20th. The yields, it's funny. I bought the first time I bought them was at 13.32. The last purchase I had was 12.81. The yields at the time of the purchases, the first one were 4.65%. And as the price continued to drop, the final yield on purchase was 4.84%. So in total, we added 45 shares of Huntington Bank.
Wow.
Cost basis of $589.66. That added $27.90 in forward dividend income right there.
Bert, not to put you on the spot, but do you know how many shares you now currently own of Huntington?
You're not putting me on the spot because I do know that number. I have 81.866 shares of Huntington Bank. So,
man, you know what? You're right there at the doorstep.
I'm for sure going to be joining the 3-digit club right there. So, I mean, that I doubled my position in Huntington Bank this week alone. Still not that large of a position. My cost basis is around 1,100 now in this. So, it'd be kind of cool to get to at least 100 shares, but also to a $2,000 cost basis in them, because it's rare to have a top 20 bank that's yielding this high at a yield that's well above 4.5%.
And that increases their dividend.
It's another good point here too. You want to know another funny thing about Huntington Bank? They have they pay their dividend on July 1st. So building an income in an off month there in the first month of the quarter, which I could solely use because that is the lowest dividend paying month right there. Capturing all of these purchases before their ex-dividend date of June 16th. So keeping my eye on that as well.
Strategy play there by Bertha Hurt.
I guess so, if that's what you're going to call it. But I'd buy it anyway, even if I missed the ex-dividend date, because it's all about that long-term dividend income.
Nice. So, wow, congrats, Bert. I'm going to jump in real quick and do my last stock purchase. It's very short because Bert's got another banger of a purchase that he did. I bought T. Rowe Price, ticker symbol TROW. I think in the last week video, I was like, T. Rowe Price gets back below 120. I'm going to buy another share. Bought another share at $119.11, adding $4.80 in forward dividend income at a yield of 4.03% on Monday.
Yep, that's exactly what we talked about in the last video. T. Rowe Price over 4% yield. That was the trigger point for the transaction. You hit it, you executed. Nice job there.
Excellence of execution. Bert, back to you.
All right, that third company on my watch list that we talked about in that last video here, Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM. Exact same story as Huntington. Initiated a position, didn't build it out fully like Lanny did with his Jackson Financial position. Qualcomm's back to where I started purchasing it last year in 2021. So now I'm going to start building my position in Qualcomm. I bought it twice during the week as well. I bought 2 shares on May 18th at 130.83. Then I came back on the 20th on that last date. I caught this one right before the stock market turned back up. So I was very fortunate at the time because it's now trading $3 per share higher. Grabbed one more share at 127.45 in total, adding $9 to my Qualcomm position.
Wow. I mean, the question is, Bert, what's going to be your next price point for Qualcomm?
I mean, I'm going to keep adding it in right around here, right around the 130, unless there's a big pop in there. I only own 7.032 shares of Qualcomm. I'd at least like to get to 10 because there's no rhyme or reason, just a little benchmark there. So, I mean, in the long run, I don't want a small position in the company. So 7 shares, it's just under $1,000 right now at this price. So you know what? Just keep building, get to 10 shares, and then I'll reevaluate.
I like it. So in summary, on my side, guys, by investing into Vanguard's VYM, Vanguard's VOO, buying Jackson at ticker symbol JXN, TROW, I invested $3,236.70, adding $162.29. And this may be the only time you'll ever see this as well, but a dividend yield on average of 5.01%.
That's absolutely right. You know what? Hats off, Lanny. Again, fantastic month. I mean, not month, fantastic week. Can't really say much more about that. The numbers speak for themselves. With or without that Jackson banger of a purchase that you had, you could take that out of there too. You still had a great week right there. That's what it's all about. And for me, adding J&J, Starbucks, Huntington, and Qualcomm, we put in just under $1,500 into the market, adding, oh man, just under $50 of dividend income. We added $49.86 to our forward income for an average yield of 3.38%.
In total, guys, we dropped $4,700 plus dollars, adding well over $200 in forward income. What dividend stocks did you guys buy this past week? Did you buy the dip? Were you buying the dip, baby? Please let us know in the comments, as well as your comments on our dividend stock purchases.
If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Guys, let's keep pushing. Let's get to financial freedom together. That's what it's all about.
That was Bertha Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.